Welcome, my name is Micro Song, and I will be reading My Roommate is a Vampire by Dennis and Menace. Chapter 1 is Give Me Something Sweet to Bite. Before I start, I want to say thank you for clicking, thank you for listening, and just enjoy yourself. This story is written in first person of Octavia. She's a nice mare, really, honest. Certainly not the type of respectable pony my mother would want me to associate myself with. The type you crossed in the street to avoid, the shady kind of pony up to no good. With a penchant for mischief, uncouth, undignified. Oh yes, Vinyl Scratch was all of these things. I couldn't have asked for a better friend. She was a rough and tumble tomboy, no doubt. Her mane was an absolute disaster, just awful, impossible to tame. And those colors, ugh. Ugh. Her sense of fashion left something to be desired. A hoodie in the middle of summer? Why not? Her table manners were impeccable. I'm joking. Yes, that was a fake laugh. Was it wrong for me to laugh when she snorted milk out of her nose? Or when she had lettuce in her teeth? Good idea, Vinyl. Let's have a belching contest in a five-star restaurant. I'm sure no pony will mind. Vinyl Scratch was definitely confident. She radiated confidence. She had something that I just couldn't put my hoof on. Swagger, maybe? Shall we strut down the sidewalk with our nose in the air next to those stuffy Canterlot nobles? Of course we shall, my dear. She definitely knew how to draw attention, get others to notice, make herself known. Her mere presence could change the atmosphere of the room. She was loud and proud and obnoxious, and I couldn't help but wonder why I still hung around her. Her taste in music left something to be desired. It was obnoxious. It was obvious we would butt heads. She would prefer something of the electronic variety. Mine was more organic medium with wood strings and soul. But it was all right. We were complete opposites, Vinyl and I. Understatement of the century. She was the yin to my yang. Red oni, blue oni. We had a love-hate relationship, if you could call it that. Come on, Octi, up here, Vinyl called, dashing up the stairs. It wasn't my idea moving in with her, really. I just went along with it, financial reasons, you know. What's you got a load of this? Ta-da! She pushed open the door with a flourish and a bow. I gawked, running inside, turning around the foyer. This place is great, I said with a haughty sniff. It was certainly not Manhattan, and it wasn't the Canterlot penthouse of my dreams either. But it would have to do. Already pre-furnished. How wonderful. The paint wasn't peeling, so that was a good sign. Not like my dingy old apartment. The carpet smelled fresh. Straight ahead from the door, there was the foyer. A coffee table, two couches, some vases with wilting flowers, then a balcony with a glass door with a great view of the castle. To the left, a kitchen fire with an extinguisher. Break glass in case of Vinyl Scratch. Dibs! She yelled, bolting off down the hallway. She was a peculiar mare, an enigma. I could never tell what she was thinking. Her eyes, goodness, I had no idea what she looked like without those gaudy sunglasses on. She wore them in her sleep, probably, in the shower as well. If I took a peek... Not that I would, mind you. I was just curious about her eyes. Shut up! What secrets are you hiding, Vinyl Scratch? What secrets? There were no secrets between us. I knew her favorite color, songs, places to go on Friday night. But I did... But did I really know Vinyl Scratch? The mare behind the sunglasses and bravado? Or was I only scratching the surface? Or was I only Vinyl scratching the surface? Friends, family, did she have any? Or was she raised by a pack of wolves? I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Her cutie mark, how'd she get it? It was a mystery. What is her cutie mark? I forgot her cutie mark. Oh, it's the quarter note. Or 16th note. She was a mystery mare, with an air of mysteriousness surrounding her. Nightmare night, what a fright, the pale unicorn chanted, bobbing her head. Give us something sweet to bite. Vinyl, I said. She danced around the room, weaving decorations, oblivious. Vinyl! A bit louder this time. She jerked her head, flipping off her headphones. Yeah? Please, I am trying to read. She rolled her eyes. I couldn't tell, but the way she tossed her mane said it all. Octi, She wiggled her hips. See something you like? I flushed. I was looking at your cutie mark. Sure, she snickered. What you reading? Vinyl was by my side in an instant, pushing me over on the couch and laying on her belly. She shifted slightly, feeling her coat brushing against mine. I moved over, giving her some space. Instead, she closed the gap between our bodies. I stared at her, hoping she would get the hint. Instead, she only grinned. Personal space and all that, right? Right? Let me see. I showed her the cover. It was my turn to roll her eyes as she snorted. Vampires? I didn't know you were into that sort of thing. Nightmare night, I sighed. What a fright. Give me something sweet to bite. Gah! Vinyl leaned in suddenly, sandwiching me between her and the couch, her muzzle hot against my neck, sending a shiver up my spine. Get off of me! I want to suck your blood, my dear. I pushed her off, flustered, watching her roll onto the carpet with an oof. She stood up, pouting. Yeah, you're no fun. You gotta get into the nightmare night mood. That's not for a while, Vinyl. At least a week. I frowned, looking around the loft. Remind me never to hire you as my interior designer. The apartment looks dreadful. Cobwebs everywhere. You're cleaning this up. An entire night of free candy is better than hearth-warming Eve, she danced around. Hey, what's for dinner? Vinyl stared. Seriously? Her mouth scrunched up in disgust. I chewed and swallowed, dabbing my lips. Just eat the pasta, Vinyl. You act as if you're allergic to pasta. I'm not allergic to the stupid pasta. It's the garlic. What's wrong with the garlic? I can't see her eyes, but I can tell she's looking away now. I hate garlic, she muttered. Just try it. Forget it. Vinyl, eat the garlic. It wasn't a plea or a compromise. It was a command, an order. So assertive, Octavia. She glowered at me, opening her mouth and levitating her fork, moving it closer to her mouth. The mare took a bite, chewing for a bit before I saw her face contort. Vinyl? She had left the table and dashed over to the bathroom, spitting it out. Ugh, gross, gross! She scraped her tongue with her hoof. Hey, are you all right? Okay, that was bad. That was not a good Octavia impression. Are you all right? Hey, are you all right? Are you all right? Positively green, not really. Just a little pale. But Vinyl's coat was always sickly pale. Pale, like a vampire's. I furrowed my brow. What was wrong with the garlic? My mind drifted back to my book. It was stupid of me, but my mind had already made the connection. Garlic and vampires. Vampires hated garlic. What if Vinyl was a vampire? Vinyl Scratch wasn't the type of pony to stop and smell the flowers. Come with me, Vinyl, and we can go journey through the Canalock Gardens. No, thank you. I'm staying right here, Octavia, the dank, dark apartment room, with all the blinds closed. Yes, sirree, enjoy your nature. No wonder she looked like that. I wasn't the outdoorsy type, but I liked the occasional walk through the park. Come to think of it, she never came out when it was bright. She locked herself in when summer came out in the winter. What? Oh, she locked herself in when it was summer and came out in the winter. She claimed, I have sensitive skin. Vinyl seemed to have an adverse reaction to the sun, always clinging to the shadows. Vampires didn't like the sun. Vinyl scratched the vampire. That's a good one. She was just nocturnal. Her job called for it. By day, she was Vinyl Scratch, the laziest mare Equestria has ever seen, lounging around sluggish. By night, she was some pony else. She was DJ Palm 3. Somehow, even more loud than obnoxious Vinyl Scratch. You coming with me, and that's final. Oh, that's not text. You're coming with me, and that's final. But the sun's still out, she moaned. I gestured to the moon outside our window. You're getting fat. Look at this. I slapped her flank, only realizing seconds later what I had done. Vinyl grinned. I shook my head fiercely. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking. She grinned even wider, leaning close, arching her eyebrows. I tried to see her eyes behind her purple lenses. She pulled away, dragging me along while I blushed, red as a tomato. A little too close. Oh, a little too close, Vinyl. Too close for comfort. Our warm bodies pressed together as we Our warm bodies pressed together as we strolled through the park. Summer had passed all too quickly, and Equestria was beginning its transition into fall. We took a scenic route through the park, trotting beneath the tree canopies with bare branches, thanks to the running of the leaves. I shivered at her touch. I bumped my rump into hers, pushing her away. She snickered, throwing her arms around my neck, pulling us closer together. I squirmed, unable to slip from her grasp, as I resigned myself to resting my head against hers. Just friends, huh? You know, I really like you, she grinned. Perhaps things only made sense to me in hindsight, looking back. I realized I was a little dense, a little or a lot. Maybe in denial. A little bit of both. You couldn't blame me. Let's call it ignorance on my behalf. I should have put two and two together. At the time, I hadn't thought about it much. Well, I hadn't thought much about anything. I'd seen the signs, but chosen not to heed them. I like you too, I said slowly, deliberately cocking my head slightly. There was a subtle twitch of her lip as she gazed at me, her expression unreadable. She wrote her grin like a mask and kept grinning, pulling me along, laughing. For some reason, I wanted to apologize to her. Vinyl, do you think you could swing by the store and grab me some eggs? She groaned. It's too hot. Can't I do the cooking? Vinyl. Oh, I just skipped a line. Sorry. When I didn't answer, she poked her head into the kitchen, donning her black pullover. Vinyl, you just said it was hot. Why in Equestria would you put on a jacket? I sunburn easily. I narrowed my eyes. Perhaps I was reading too much into it, but it was starting to seem fishy. Back then, we'd only go out at night after I finished my rehearsals and she'd finished her DJing. Her behavior was erratic, irrational. Normal ponies didn't always wear sunglasses at night and inside the house. And they certainly didn't hide from the sun and try to lock themselves in on a perfectly fine day. Vampire. No, Octavia, you silly mare, she's not a vampire. Oh, how hard I tried to convince myself, but my mind had already made up. I had all the evidence I needed. She hated garlic. Maybe she really doesn't like garlic. Octavia, you're being a rational one now. She hated the sun. Maybe she really does have a skin condition. You never know. The sunglasses, her jacket, her wardrobe made so much sense now. Not every pony can be as fashionable as you. I kept chopping, slicing the carrots in my mind, formulating conspiracies. I'm back! Vinyl chimed in. Ah! I pulled back, bleeding. The kitchen knife clattered to the floor, and the tip stained with red. Octi! Vinyl gasped at the sight of me, clutching my bleeding hoof. Are you alright? Are you feeling woozy? A little dizzy? Do you need to sit down? I'm fine, Vinyl. Just a paper cut. You call that a paper cut? It looks like you got tangled up with a manticore. You're exaggerating. Just give me a bandage. She grabbed my hoof suddenly. Here, let me see. Vinyl? Her muzzle inched closer. Ew, Vinyl, that's unsanitary. She didn't listen. She kept sucking until the wound was dry and pulled away with a pop. All better now? I blinked. Yes? The wound had stopped flowing. I snatched my hoof away. Thanks, I guess. I'll go get some bandages. Oh, wait, no. That's Vinyl, not Octavia. I'll go get some bandages. It was her being overprotective, that's all. I was lying to myself. There were just too many coincidences. Too many that I couldn't ignore. Everything I read in my novel pointed towards Vinyl being a vampire. And what was that thing sucking at my hoof? Maybe I could demand an explanation, yes, and have my throat ripped out for asking. Vampires were bloodthirsty monsters. I gasped. She had tasted my blood. I trusted Vinyl, but there was that glimmer of doubt in the back of my head. What if she had betrayed me? What if the lust for blood was enough to overcome our friendship? I was gonna need some garlic. Thank you for listening to me read through chapter 1. I'm going to read chapter 2 soon, and just hang in there. And I'm Micro Song. I'll see you next time.